Shalom and welcome to this week's Hebrew class, and this week we will be going through Yehochanan John 15 verses 7 to 12. So let us begin. Just for those who are relatively new, we have the Nikud, the valve markings with useful resources coming from a source which is beithamashiach.com, a messianic group, and is very useful in our practice. And of course we have the dictionary as well, and how to appropriate the vowel marks. So let us begin. And we begin with verse 7, which is represented with the Zion, which is the seventh letter of the alphabet. And let us go through the letters quickly. Aleph, Mem Sofit, Tav, Ayin, Mem, Dalet, Vav, Veit, Yod, Vav, Dalet, Veit, Resh, Yod. Yod, Hey, Yod, Vav. Veit, Kaf, Mem Sofit, Kaf, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Hey, Shin, Chet, Fei, Zadeh, Tav, Mem Sofit. And now let us read it. Im, if, ta'amdu, which is you will remain, or you will stand, or you shall. Vi, in me. Ud varai, it means and my word. Ye you, it they shall be, or it shall be, they shall be. Vakem, meaning in, kem is you, kakol, like all, ma, what, or what is, share, that, chafatz, tem, you desire. And we can see it down here. Firstly, this word here, amad. Amad is a kol verb to stand, to stay, to remain, to be situated, or to abide. And chafatz is a kol verb to desire, to want, to love, to wish. So the translation is, if you abide in me, and my words are in you, then whatever you wish or desire. Now we're going to read that, and it is im, ta, du, vi, ud, varai, ye, you, va, kem, kekol, ma, she, chafatz, tem. And moving to part B, we have an aleph, a zayin, a tav, a shin, aleph, lamed, vav, vav, yod, ayin, sin, hey, lamed, kaf, and mem sofit. And then we read it. Az, which means then. Tish'alu, you shall ask. Remembering that sha'al is the kol verb to ask, to request. So you shall ask. Then you shall ask. V'ye'aseh, which is and, it is done. Done because we have a vav and a yod. So therefore, instead of shall do, it is done. Lakem, meaning for you. So whatever you wish, when you ask, it shall be done for you. And of course, I've repeated asah down there as a kol verb to do, to produce. Right, now we're going to read that. And it is az tish'alu v'ye'aseh lakem. Now we come to verse 8, which is represented with a chet, which is the 8th letter of the alphabet. And then we go through the letters. Beit, Zion, aleph, tav, nun, kaf, beit, dalet, aleph, veit, yod, beit, ayin, sin, vav, tav, kaf, mem sofit. Sorry about that. Pei, resh, yod, lamed, resh, veit. And now we're going to read it. bezot. Bezot meaning in this, nikbad. Nikbad is esteemed. So the nun tells us it's a completed action, and kavod or kabad, right, we know means to be esteemed. If we look down here, kived is a PL verb to give honor, to respect, or to give glory. Right, that's where the word comes from. So is esteemed, Avi, my father, ba'asot kem. Ba'asot kem meaning in your producing or in your doing, but we're talking about fruit, so it's in your producing. Peri. Peri is fruit. La rove. Literally it's for abundance or for plenty. They translate it in plenty. With this my Father is glorified when you produce fruit in abundance. And again I got a say, which was to do, to make, to produce. And we read that, which is bezot nikbad avi ba'asot kem peri la rov. And now we come to 8b, which has the letters Vav, He, Yod, Yod, Tav, Mem, Sofit. Lamed, Yod, Lamed, Tav, Lamed, Mem, Yod, Dalet, Yod, Mem, Sofit. And we read it. V'yitem, and you shall be. Because the U is the tem at the end, and of course it's got the root here, haya, in it, which is to be. And you shall be li, to me, le talmidim, for disciples. Produce fruit in abundance, you shall become disciples to me. So let's read that. V'yitem li le talmidim. And moving to verse 9, it's represented with the tet, which is the 9th letter of the alphabet. And then we have kaf, aleph, shin, resh, aleph, hey, veit, nun, yod, aleph, veit, yod, aleph, hey, veit, tav, yod, aleph, tav, kaf, mem, sofit, gimel, mem, sofit, aleph, nun, yod. And let's go through it. Share like that. Ahevani. He loved me. Remembering that no pronoun associated with it means he, but there's actually another pronoun on the end, ni, which is me, right? He loved me. Of course, that means the Father. And now it tells us, Avi, my Father. So generally, the yod at the end means my. So Av is Father, my Father. Ahavti, I have loved. The T means I, Ahav means to love, right? I have loved. Et kem, which is grammar marker you. Gum, also. Ani, I. Just as my Father has loved me, I have loved you as well. That's how we translate it. Ahav is to love, to like, to adore. And gum as a conjunction is also, even, indeed, or furthermore. Now we can read that, which is ka-asher, a-he-va-ni, avi, ahavti, et kem, gam, ani. Right, part B, and we have a vav, an aleph, a tav, a mem sofit, an ayin, mem, dalet, vav, veit, aleph, hey, veit, tav, and yod. And it is ve'atem, and you, and it's of course the plural you. Imdu, which is you remain or you stand. Ve'ahavati, in my love, ahav. I have loved you as well. As for you, abide in my love. Now we read that, and it is V'atem imdu v'ahavati. Right. And now we come to 10, and it's represented with the Yod, which is the 10th letter of the alphabet. Then we have an Aleph, a Mem Savit, a Tav, a Shin, a Mem, Resh, Vav, Aleph, Tav, Mem, Zadeh, Vav, Tav, Yod, Tav, Ayin, Mem, Dalet, Vav, Bayet, Aleph, Hey, Vayet, Tav, Yod, Kaf, Aleph, Shin, Resh. Im, which means if, Tish, Meru, which can mean you shall guard, and of course shamar is the word for to guard, to keep. If you shall guard, et is a grammar marker, mitzvotai, which is my commandments. This is one of the rare occasions where the vav is actually the vowel is said after it. You just get used to that when you see it, that form. Mitzvotai. And of course, the ay at the end, the tai at the end, is my commandments. And then we have ta'amdu, which means you shall remain, or you shall stand. Be'ahavati, meaning in my love. Ka'asher, like that, or just as. If you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, just as. And I've given you down here shamar, which is the kal verb, to guard, to safeguard, to maintain, to watch, or to keep. Amad meaning to stand, to be based in, to remain, to stay, or to abide. Now we read that one, which is im tishmeru et mitzvotai ta'amdu be'ahavati ka'asher. And we have part B. So we have a shin, mem, resh, tav, yod. Gimel, mem, safit, aleph, nun, yod, aleph, tav, mem, zadeh, vav, tav, aleph, vayet, yod, vav, ayin, mem, dalet, tav, yod, bayet, aleph, hey, vayet, tav, and vav. And we read it. Shamarti, I have safeguarded, I have kept. Gum also, ani, I, or even I. Et, grammar marker, mitzvot, mitzvot, meaning the grammar marker, the commandments. And we can add of to that. Avi, meaning my father. The amadti, amadti, and I remain, or I stand. And I stand, I remain. The ahavato, in, that's the bet, ahav is love, right? And the o is his, so in his love. Just as I've kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. And it is shamar ti, gam, ani, et, mitzvot, avi, v'amadti, be'ahavato. And we have 11, which is represented with the yod and the aleph, meaning the yod is 10, aleph is 1. And we have aleph, tav, aleph, lamed, hey, dalet, bayet, resh, tav, yod, aleph, lamed, yod, kaf, mem, safit, bayet, ayin, vayet, vav, resh, tav, shin, kaf, nun, safit, sin, mem, chet, tav, yod, bayet, kaf, and mem, safit. And reading it, Et grammar marker, ele, meaning these. Grammar marker these. Dibarti, I have spoken. Because dibar means to speak. Aleikem, unto you, kem. Ba'avur, on behalf or on account of. Tishkon, it shall dwell. Because we're talking about, we can see in the next word, it's a thing, right? It shall dwell, because shakon means to dwell. And then we have simchati, meaning my joy, because we know that simchat or simcha is a feminine noun for joy, happiness, pleasure. Right, my joy. Bakem, in you. So, if we look down here, the ver is a PL verb to speak, to discuss. And we said this already. Ba'avur is a prep for, on behalf of, for the sake, on account of. And the root here, shakan, is a kol verb to dwell, to reside. And we already said simcha. And then we have samach, which is a kol verb to rejoice, to be happy. So we get some of the variations of it, and it helps us when we're trying to translate it. So the translation is, I have spoken these things to you, so that my joy shall dwell in you. And now let's read that. Et, ele, dibarti, aleikem, ba'avur, tishkon, simchati, bakem. And part B, we have a vav, a tav, a hey, a yod, a hey, a sin, mem, chet, tav, kaf, mem safit, shin, lamed, mem, and hey. So it is the T-yay, and it shall be. And that's, tav is also like a second person, or, right? And it shall be. Simchat kem, your joy. Remember that simchat means joy. Shalema, complete. If we look, shalem as an adjective means whole, complete, full, or perfect. And the translation shall dwell in you, and your joy may be made full. That's how it's translated. Now let's read that. The T-yay, simchat kem, shalema. And we come to 12 now. It's represented with the yod value of 10, vayet value of 2, and then we have hey, nun, hey, zayin, aleph, tav, mem, zade, vav, tav, yod, aleph, shin, resh, tav, hey, aleph, hey, vayet, vav, and nun sofit, aleph, yod, shin, aleph, tav, aleph, chet, yod, vav. And it is hine, zot. Hine, behold, zot, this, or this is. Mitzvah-ti, my commandment. Asher, that. Te-he-ahavun, you shall love. So this is my commandment, that you shall love. So the you, the un at the end, is a paragogic nun, and it's plural here. It means you as in plural, right? Ish, a man. Et, grammar marker. Achiv, meaning his brother. The vav at the end is his brother. Behold, this is my commandment, that you love one another. That's normally how it's translated. And we see that mitzvah is a noun for commandment. And now we read it. Hine zot mitzvati asher te he'ahavun ish et achiv. And part B, we have a kaf, an aleph, a shin, a resh, an aleph, a hey, a vayet, a tav, a yod, a kaf, and mem sofit. And we read it, ka'asher, like that, or like what? Ahav ti kem. Now we've got two pronouns in here. We know ahav means to love. So the first pronoun is ti, which is I. And then love, or I've loved, kem is you. So I've loved you. Like what I've loved you. Love one another as I have loved you. All right. And we read it. Ka'asher ahavti kem. And the revision now. And as we can see, we see a Zion. So we remember that's the 7th letter of the alphabet. So we're in verse 7. If, ta'amdu, you shall stand or remain. In me. Udvarai, and my words, or my word. You, they shall be. Vakem, in you, kakol, like all, ma, what, or what is, she, chafatztem, that you desire. If you remain in me, and my words, they will be in you, like all what is that you desire, as then, Tish alu, you shall ask, say, and he shall do, la kem, for you. Or it can be just, then you shall ask, and it is done for you. Chet, value of 8, bazot, in this, nik, Bad is esteemed, or is glorified. Avi, my father. Ba'asot kem. In your doing, or producing. Peri, fruit. La rov, for abundance. Or in abundance. In this is esteemed my Father, in your producing fruit in plenty. And then we have V'yitem, which is you shall be, li to me, le talmidim, for disciples. You shall be to me for disciples. Then we have a tet, value of 9. Ka'asher, like that. Ahevani. He has loved me. Avi, my father. Ahavti. I have loved et kem, you. Gam, also. Ani, I, also I. Like that, he loved me, my father. I've loved, grammar marker, you. Also I. V'atem, and you. Imdu, you remain or stand. V'ahavati, meaning in my love. And you, in plural form, you remain in my love. And then we have Yod, which has a value of 10, which is, we're in verse 10 now. And then it is Im, if, Tish, meru, meaning you shall keep or safeguard, et grammar marker, mitzvotai, which is my commandments, ta'amdu, and you shall remain or stand, ba or va ahavati, in my love. Ka'asher, like that. So if you shall guard, grammar marker, my commandments, you shall remain in my love, like that, or just as. Then we have shamar ti, I have kept or I have guarded. Gam, also, ani, I, et, grammar marker, mitzvot, the commandments, or the command of Avi, my father, the amadti, and I stand or remain, be'ahavato, in his love. I have safeguarded, and even I, and the commandments of my Father, and I remain in his love. Now we have Yod 10, Aleph 1, so we're in 11. Et grammar ele, meaning these, dibarti, I've spoken, aleichem, unto you, ba'avur, on account of, tishkon, shall dwell, simchati, meaning my joy, ba'kem, in you. So the translation, grammar marker, these I've spoken unto you, on behalf of, it shall dwell, on behalf it shall dwell, my joy in you. And then we have the tiye, which is, of course, and it shall be, simchat kem. Right, meaning your joy, shalema, meaning complete or full. And it shall be your joy complete. Yod 10, Ve'et 2, we're in verse 12, and it is, Hine, behold, zot this, mitzvatai, my command. Asher that, te he'ahavun, you, plural, shall love, ish, a man, et grammar marker, achiv, his brother. Behold, this is my commandment, that you shall love a man, grammar marker, his brother. Ka'asher, like that, ahavti kem, I have loved you. Like what I've loved you. And that brings us to the end of this section. And again, I just like to go through some of the vowels. And the bottom one, it's called a shuruk, where the vowel is next to the letter, like here. Becomes a u sound. So it's shuruk. This one gives us the same basic sound. It's a kubutz. So you can see the first vowel is always the sound of it. And then we have kataf, segol. So we have a shava there, which is a syllable beginning or end of syllable. This is the beginning, followed by a segol, which is an e sound. Then we have chirik, so it's an I sound, and a kataf patak, which is a short a sound. And then we have kataf kamat, a bit longer a sound. Okay, and again, we look at the values of our letters. Right, we know we started from 7, which was a Zion. Chet was 8. Tet was 9. Yod was 10. And then we have Yod with an Aleph, which is 11, and a Yod with a Bayet, which is 12. Let us not forget that Zade is 90, Pei is 80, Iron is 70, Samek is 60, Nun is 50, and Mem is 40. And just to refresh you, they are the resources that we use often, and they're very useful. And I pray that as we go through these, that you will learn your Hebrew and you'll get interested and more excited as you begin to remember more. So I just want to wish you a Shavua Tov, a good week, and may these classes bring blessing to you. Amen.